Now, do you still have any of your old school reports? Well, one person who never got rid of his was the legendary comedian Eric Morecambe. But it's fair to say there were mixed reviews in the staff room. Teachers branding him noisy and fond of wasting time, but also said he was trying hard to improve. The reports were discovered in Morecambe's study at the family home in Harpenden in Hertfordshire. They are set to be sold at auction in January, along with the rest of the contents of the house. Jim Spencer is the director of Rare Book Auctions, who catalogued the collection and joins us now. Morning to you.
Morning.
When you get your hands on a pile like that, it must be like Christmas.
It was, yeah. It was basically a hoarder's house, but obviously an interesting hoarder. And not only did his wife keep everything over the years, his mother did as well before his fame. So obviously you've got the school reports where he's not applying himself. But there is a little nod from one teacher who says he's got a flair for entertaining in the song and dance style. So, you know, there was a hint of the greatness that would come, but, yeah.
It doesn't come as a massive surprise that he's what might be now called a spirited child in the classroom.
Yeah.
A character.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit... I think he had potential academically, but he just didn't really apply himself. But obviously his interests and talents lay elsewhere. And then once he started sort of appearing on stage as a boy, you know, he doesn't even turn up for exams, according to the school reports. You know, he misses a lot of the exams. So, thankfully, you know, it worked out well.
It turned out all right in the end, didn't it? Yeah. When you're looking at objects like this, how do you know where to price them? Because on the one hand, it's quite niche, but on the other, he is a legend.
He is, yeah. That's the hardest part of the job, to be honest. And when I went into the house, it was just a time warp. Everything was frozen. From really the day he died, nothing moved, so everything on the mantelpiece and everything was just there. But like I say, he was a hoarder, so if you opened up a drawer or a cupboard, it would just be spilling out paper. And, I mean, even, like, shopping receipts, stuff that most people would throw away, very ephemeral stuff. But it was not only kept, he just scribbled ideas on everything.
Did he?
Absolutely everything. So you can see the workings of the comic mind.
And things like, you know, people find scribbles or sketches from L.S. Lowry, for example, that are worth something. Would it be the same with Eric Morecambe, that just a few scribbles and ideas would have some value?
Yeah, because I think what you see on screen appears effortless, and that was his great talent, really. But when you go through all the papers, you can see that he worked really hard, and he was constantly, you know, he'd scribble down ideas by theme, so he might do jokes on holidays or sport or hotels or whatever. And that helped him, you know, with ad-libbing and stuff like that. It really had a lot of stuff prepared. Yeah.
Do you know, I'm just thinking about my family and most families of people watching. We don't all necessarily have an Eric Morecambe in the extended family, but making those decisions about what to keep and what to bin are really difficult, aren't they? What would you say to people about those decisions?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't encourage them to keep all their old shopping receipts and, you know, bits of paper, unless their dad is Eric Morecambe, to be honest. But yeah, I think a lot of stuff that you could easily overlook, if you think of posterity, it might become interesting further down the line. And that kind of stuff, ephemera, you know, it doesn't survive usually. So it's quite a rare opportunity to get this stuff.
What were some of the other items that you found then?
I suppose the iconic glasses, you know, his trademark specs. Not dissimilar to these, actually.
I was going to say, Jim, did you manage to nab a pair? Because they are very Eric Morecambe-type glasses.
Very similar, if I wear them, you know, like that. But, yeah, I think they'll probably be a star, because if you put them in a little glass cabinet, you know, they embody the man.
They really do. You can really see him in the specs.
But we've got his pipes as well. We've got scripts, and including Christmas specials. You know, those, you know, really important 70s Christmas specials that got record viewers. His clothing, you know, you've got his sheepskin coat that he used to wear when he watched Luton. And all the pipes, all the stems are broken and chewed because he used to break a pipe stem at every Luton match.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
with the tension?
With the tension, yeah.
No way. And what would that go for example, do you think? What would you predict? A broken pipe?
A broken pipe normally wouldn't have a lot of value, but obviously, you know, it's chewed with nerves of a national treasure.
By a national treasure.
It should have some decent value. But
Absolutely
who knows? That's the hardest bit. It's unique, so...
Did you get good school reports?
No comment.
We've asked our viewers. Dennis from Newcastle says, Dennis has heard that hard work never killed anyone, but he's not prepared to risk it. Hope it turned out well, Dennis. Linda says, my brother's teacher said the only thing bright about him was his smile. Well, it's important to have a bright smile. And Philip said, one of my sons got a report that said he could get tired from pushing a pencil. Brutal.
Harsh, yeah.
Brutal. But nobody talks about their good school reports.
No.
I think mine said I was spirited, Jim. Thank you for joining us this morning. Really interesting insight.